Hey everyone, and welcome to episode 9 of the Gaming Insurance Podcast, where myself, Will,
Coleman.
I'm Ryan.
sit around and talk about gaming news as well as wrestling news. And today we're going to talk about the changes in gaming culture that we would like to see, from how often games come out to season passes and stuff like that. So what is kind of a topic we want to start with?
I can take off with like you talking about games coming out every year. So like, I don't know, 2K. I love the game. I've loved it since 2K17 probably. It was probably my first 2K that I got really into. But I don't need a new 2K every year. I can take some time to play through my career and build that dude up. So like he's a baller. Like I only have a year to build him up. Like that kind of sucks. But then on top of that, like it would not be that hard to just update the roster after free agency and just continue with that game and maybe release it every other year. Like,
Right.
because for the most part, every 2 years is when we get a new sort of park area in the online environment.
Okay.
So, like, if it's going to be a new park every 2 years, why are we releasing a game every year?
I was going to say, can you notice a difference between like last year's 2K game to this year's 2K game? Or
Kind of. I didn't really play last year's. I took a little break from 2K, but this year's 2K game, I've enjoyed it thoroughly. Like, the park environment is awesome.
Okay.
But that has a lot to do with like the new gen consoles and stuff like that. So, but the park is like, it's like a whole. They call it the neighborhood now, I think, actually.
Oh,
and it's
yeah,
like,
yeah.
There's different boroughs and like a main part. Like it's huge. So like there's like 6 sections just to like the online.
I remember
area.
someone saying it was like 2K meets
GTA. Yeah.
It's like,
like,
wait, you're just hooping on the street and then somebody like you just
it's so
drive by.
big that like it's such a big map that the game put in a skateboard for your character. So like you can pull out a skateboard so you can move faster through the neighborhood to like get to places you need to go.
Weird.
I was gonna say like a drive by like yo, Golden State, good luck. It's like,
Curry sucks.
At that point, you got Tony Hawk and 2K put together.
It literally is like Tony Hawk's Pro Skater meets 2K meets GTA all in one. But
I mean, like
again,
2
it's
out of
like
3 games.
don't give me just a year to enjoy that. Like why
Right.
you're gonna change it next year? Just keep the game, change the roster after the free agent off season, and then release it again in 2024.
Yeah, similar to how like Call of Duty releases one every single year.
Exactly.
So
Like,
you
they've run out of ideas. They're remaking Call of Duty now.
Yeah.
Like I'm pretty sure the next one's Modern Warfare 2.
So you probably, but you would get rid of annual releases.
Yeah, if I
Of the exact same title.
Yeah.
You said 2K, and the first thing that came to my mind was WWE 2K.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where every year they release new game, new game. It's different roster, maybe the slight different gimmick, but
But it's like the same dynamics. It's the same.
the exact
loading
same
screen.
game.
Like why? Why even release
other
another
than
game?
the
I
last
feel
one
like-
where it was broken.
This year they felt like maybe it's like every other year they start adding features or something, because this year it seemed like everyone enjoyed like the NBA one, and it looks like from WWE, from what I've seen, the 2K game, it looks it looks a lot better than
I haven't
last
checked
year's.
it out. Yet.
Well, they
I'm
had
excited to.
anything's gonna be better than last year's. Last year was a horrific glitch fest where you go to sumo slam somebody and you're through the ring but still wrestling somehow. It was horrible.
Jeez.
Damn.
But I think they took a lot of cues from that, because like you said, there are some stuff for this year that actually look good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that shouldn't have happened in the previous year if they didn't have it an annual release of every single year.
Right.
You know, they make sure they have things buttoned up and actually working before they ship it out.
Which, on that point, like it's all the day one patches that we get for all these new games that come to Game Pass, or not even just Game Pass, literally any new game that comes out.
Any game that drops.
The first week, you're gonna have 1, if not 2, patches.
The first hour.
Yeah. Like, oh my goodness.
I just bought this game. Hey, there's a patch. I haven't even finished downloading it yet.
Right, yeah.
It's like,
I remember
okay.
like when I was excited to play God of War when it dropped on PC, which I do love that game.
Yeah.
However, the day one patch corrupted all of my files, and it took me a whole day to uninstall, reinstall, verify the files, and check them to make sure I could play it
So
from the day one patch.
That's so
It's like,
unfortunate.
and
How big of a game is that, though, too?
It's not a very big game,
Okay.
but it's the fact that like it corrupted the files, and like me just uninstalling it and trying to reinstall, it reinstalled the corrupted files. So I had to wait to completely uninstall it and then go into my files and make sure that the uninstall, like it moves to a safe spot, and like completely delete that before I reinstall it.
Jeez.
As if I never had it.
Yeah, that's bad.
Yeah. But that's more so, that's not really on the game, that's more so on Steam itself, because Steam has the issue. But I mean, it's not just PC, but Xbox, PlayStation, everyone has a day one patch now.
Everything. Doesn't matter what game it is, what console it is.
Right. I know we were talking, like, trying to figure out, has there been a game that hasn't had a day one patch? And it turns out no. It's like day one patches are just expected.
Which is like, as gamers, like, why the fuck are we putting up with that? Like, we pay good money for these games first day. Why should I expect a patch to come? I should be paying full price for a game that's fully done.
Right.
I don't know, as a gaming company, like, you should look after the people that play your fucking games.
Right, yeah.
Or the people that give you the money to continue and make a new game.
Mm-hmm.
So.
And I know there are some games that have day one patches that are big chunks of data.
Yeah.
Like there's been some that was day one patch and it was 6 to 20 gigs. Like that's not a patch. That's the game itself.
That's a DLC added to the game.
So you're telling me you released the game that was essentially like 70% done, and you're like, oh, hey, there's a day one patch to fix some bugs, but we rushed out the last 30%, you know.
Steve and IT said you guys forgot this flash drive.
Yeah, you're right.
Hey, go.
Right. No wonder.
Boxes are already shipped. The game's gone.
No wonder we didn't meet the 100 gig download space.
But is there, so going off the size of the day one patch, is there like an acceptable, because obviously things happen, certain things get corrupted or whatnot, and when they drop the games, is there an acceptable size for a day one patch?
So, like, I don't know a lot about like the tech that would go into that and what would take up that storage, but personally I feel like I'm already spoke my stance that there shouldn't be them at all. But
not at all.
If there's gonna be some, like 2 gigabytes, like anything more than that, it feels like you fucking put the game out before you're done with it.
Yeah,
you shouldn't do that.
So a little bit off of that is it kind of depends, because there are some games that are massive, like Call of Duty Modern Warfare. I don't know how big of a download it is. I think it was like, at one point it was like 250 gigs.
Yeah.
Which just ridiculous. But I know there are some games that actually don't optimize processing.
Right.
So when you download it, it could be, let's say 300 gigs. This game is 300 gigs for whatever reason. They don't optimize, they don't optimize the way the game runs, so it uses more space. And it's actually been found out that some developers do this on purpose so that you now have less games to choose from.
Yeah, you have to play that.
So you have, let's say, I don't know, Mario, whatever. Well, let's go with Call of Duty, because that's still got a big, big
5 gigabytes.
Right. I was gonna say Elden Ring, but I don't know this.
That one's not that big. It's only like 43 gigabytes or something like that.
Yeah, it's not bad. But like Call of Duty, it's 200 gigs, right? So that's a big chunk of most people's memory, and
some people that's all their memory.
That's all my memory.
So, because you got other processes on your. You got a terabyte hard drive off of your brand new Xbox, PlayStation, whatever. But off that terabyte is all the operating systems that the Xbox, PlayStation, insert whatever needs is taking up like half of it.
Right.
So you only have 500. You only have 500 gigs to work with, and with Call of Duty being half of that, so you've got.
That's like Call of Duty mixed with Warzone too, because they kind of meshed the two.
Yeah.
So you've got 1, 2, maybe 3 games tops. So what some companies' idea is, okay, cool. My game is guaranteed to be on there because there's not enough space to have all these other games to think you'd have more playtime.
And on top of that, it's too big for them to uninstall because they don't want to have to reinstall it later if they want to play it.
Which is why I'll give props to Xbox in particular for their Game Pass and the fact they have cloud gaming.
The cloud gaming
you don't
is
have
awesome.
to install it. You can play it. Boom.
Cloud gaming is awesome. And like
the fact that they created that, got it to work. It has its like sometimes it has issues,
it's glitchy and laggy.
But of course, like once again, this is a game that's not affecting any of your memory right now.
Yep.
Like that is amazing.
It's something like you want to talk about like trying to find a new game to play. There's no better way to do it than cloud gaming, Xbox Game Pass.
Yeah.
Like I can just go in and play a game.
Stop playing.
Stop
You
playing.
don't have to go in and uninstall nothing.
Nope. You just gotta hit quit game, and it'll ask you if you want to rate it, and you can say I don't want to rate it, and then you can just open another game and start.
Because that's how I played Marvel's Avengers on my PC.
You play it on the cloud
gaming, yeah.
Yeah,
and it worked.
Yeah,
you can play it.
The cloud gaming is an awesome feature that Microsoft included.
Imagine if Steam had cloud gaming.
That'd be insane. It would be even more convincing for me to go get a PC.
Right.
But off of that, the acceptable size of a day one patch depends on the size of the game. If it's optimized.
That's fair.
So like if it's not optimized, that day one patch could be 20 gigs. But if it is, it could be less than 1, which an update like that could take no time at all.
Yeah. Especially with these next gen consoles moving so fast as they are.
Oh, it's so crazy. I love it. It's so crazy.
Long gone are the days of dial-up and the estimated download time of being 4 days.
Yeah. You weren't around during this time.
No, I can't even make the noise. I've never heard it.
You got home, you rushed to turn on your Xbox or PC. Now by the time you did your homework, got cleaned up, had dinner, it was at the start menu.
Wasn't it like
maybe?
Wasn't it like too if like somebody called, then the internet would get shut off?
Yeah.
If you had one landline,
If you had one landline,
my goodness.
I would unplug the phone. Because there was a time where we would have that, and we would unplug the phone, and somebody would come over, knock on our door. Hey, someone's trying to reach you, but they said your phone's unplugged. Well, Mom, please, just 5 more hours. This game's almost installed.
I'm playing the game.
Oh, that's sad but true. Oh. So till you ended up getting a second landline, and then I was like, hey, I can make phone calls and play games.
And play RuneScape. Let's go.
So every time you pick up that phone, oh, somebody's downloading something. All right.
See, I grew up playing Xbox 360 games, so like my first video game was I came home.
Was that your first console?
My first console was a PS2, but like I barely played it. So like
I'm so old.
Yes, you both are. The first like Xbox 360 game I bought was Guitar Hero, and I was able to just come home,
great game,
put it in, and like play it, and it like didn't need any download or anything like that. And then like I got the freaking Xbox One, and I put in a disc, and it was like you need to download this disc. What that pissed me off. I can't imagine having to wait for the internet to start up.
See, that was different. See, for the one, it was recommended that you download the disc because it would play faster.
Okay.
Yeah.
You didn't have to, but they just said, hey,
you should do
this
it.
makes things easier.
Yeah. Still pissed me off. I was like, why am I doing this? I just came home with this brand new game.
So, complete sidebar. I want to know, what was your first console then?
Atari 2600.
Oh, okay. I didn't. Sega Genesis.
I don't even know what that is.
I skipped consoles. My cousins had Sega Genesis that we played, and then I ended up getting the Super Nintendo after that. But
Sonic the Hedgehog and Paperboy.
Atari 2600.
Wow. You haven't beat. Okay.
That's
PlayStation 2.
Again,
I played some of the older ones. I had a GameCube. But that wasn't first. I had the PlayStation, the PlayStation 2.
The GameCube came out. GameCube came out after PS2 or right before? I can't remember.
I think it was about the same time.
The fact that it was like such a small disc.
That was the best thing.
Mario Super
and like
Strikers
it had the handle. You could just carry it.
You could take it with you.
You could take it with you.
The GameCube was amazing.
Yeah.
On the PS2, the cool thing was turning the little symbol. That when I learned that you could do that, I was like, "This is the fucking coolest thing." I had it up and I'm like, look at the symbols off to the side. Like, that's so stupid.
So
Didn't they think
dumb.
about this? They did. Just go out of it. Are you gonna play a game? No, hold on. I'm enjoying this.
Found a free game. Watch.
Kids play electronics. I'm playing with symbols and cardboard.
So speaking of complete sidebars today, like always. So going along the lines of like installing a disc, how about like owning a game and the digital download? So now we talked about that a little bit.
I mean, there's pros and cons to both, I feel like. Because, like, if you want to take a game over to a friend's house who has an Xbox, but you don't have that Xbox, like, you can't take your disc over because you digitally downloaded the game. So, like, you can't bring a game over to play. That would be the only con I can think about it.
More so along the lines like, if you have the disc,
Yeah.
do you own the digital copy of it as well?
Oh.
So, for example, like I own Marvel's Avengers the disc for Xbox.
Yeah.
However, I can't play it on my PC Game Pass because I don't have the digital version of it.
Yeah.
Oh, that's kind of fucked up. You already paid for the right to
I
play
know.
the game.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like,
It wasn't
I guess I
until-
do have the same thing because when I had an Xbox One, when I got the new gen Xbox, I got the digital one, so I don't have like a disc chamber. But
Yeah.
if Marvel's Avengers hadn't been on Game Pass, I would have had to pay for it again.
Oh, you should be able to get like a free upgrade.
To what? It's on the
Avengers.
Game Pass. I don't need it. I have it
Okay.
downloaded.
I was gonna say, even if it wasn't on the Game Pass,
Oh, you can just
They
like,
allow- yeah.
Oh, okay. Oh, that would be like the only
Because-
reason.
Microsoft's good with that.
yeah.
That's good.
Well, that's more so Marvel's Avengers because you can also buy the PS4 version of Avengers and update it to the PS5 version. That's tested.
Does it work?
It works.
Oh, okay.
I own 3 copies of the game.
Jesus.
Xbox, PlayStation, PC.
I wanted to play Spider-Man
Hey, you haven't played Spider-Man yet.
on stream.
You have Spider-Man though? Is it fun? Yeah. I'll have to check that out one day.
I'm not proud of these things, but I do unfortunately love the
I
game.
mean, it's kind of like
Um,
Skyrim, though. Every year, Skyrim came out with something new or on a different console. And it's like, shit.
the fact
I
that it's
bought
on
it
Game
again.
Pass is absolutely magical.
Yeah.
But, yeah, sorry, continue.
No, you're fine. Going along lines of away from Game Pass and everything, if you own the digital copy or own the disc copy, do you own the digital copy of it as well? Or do you think you should be?
I mean, I think you should be able to, like, you should, but the answer is you don't,
Right.
Yeah.
which sucks. But
Unfortunately.
and I don't think that'll ever change because, like we were talking about earlier, they're still putting out games that aren't finished on day one. They clearly do not care about what their consumers have to say about.
So I'm gonna say
stuff.
not care because not all day one patches. That's assuming like all day one patches are
Hard to fix.
to fix things.
Yeah.
I mean, some things are so small, like Elden Ring.
Mhm.
We
We
all
didn't
three
even
of us
know.
didn't even know that Elden Ring had a day one patch.
Yeah, and I looked it up and it said it was just like new
And, like-
NPCs and stuff like that.
Right. And without all my corrupted files, I wouldn't have known that God of War had a day one patch.
Yeah.
Because once again, that was a very small update. It was just Steam decided to you have to wait an extra day. And it's like I've waited 4 years.
One day ain't gonna stop me.
It did.
This man broke.
Actually, I did.
I fainted.
It was on stream too. I broke on stream.
It was amazing.
Some say amazing, some say not. I would say not.
It was amazing to
Some
watch.
say clip it, Dre.
Oh shit.
There's probably a video that's somewhere.
But there is. But it really just depends on what the day one patch is fixing. So we're on so many sidebars, I've lost where we're at.
Brett,
Do you own
do you
digital?
own the digital download? Stop asking
Okay,
me about it
so-
though, because I
I'm
don't
just
know.
looking in that direction.
Yeah. For me, if you own the physical copy, yes, you should own the game. If you bought the digital copy, you should own the game. However, you don't. So, say for actually, there's a lot of games now. Thinking about it, one of my favorite games, Too Human.
Mhm.
Mhm.
Few episodes back brought that up. The only way to play that game is if you have the physical copy. They no longer have
Oh, I remember that game now.
any digital
Oh,
access.
So they took away digital access?
They don't have digital
Yeah.
access. Because some companies let's say you bought that game,
Mm-hmm.
digital version. The company went out of business and closed due to issues. Shut down all their servers, shut down all their systems, shut down all the games that they had. You could not buy the game digitally. And if you uninstalled the game because you were playing
Needed
something
space for
else,
Call of Duty.
needed space for Call of Duty, one of the 18 other versions of Call of Duty, and said, hey, I'm done with Call of Duty and you want to play that game again, you couldn't do it because there was no place to download it from. But if you had the physical disc, you then technically physically own
offline version.
Yeah, it's the offline. It's the permanent.
Yeah.
It's the permanent version. Now today, with how things are because of day one patches, say you have the physical copy, but day one patch fixes half the game.
Oh.
You're kind of screwed because you only have
Because
the base
as the server
version
shut down, so do all the patches they push through.
Yep.
I didn't even think about that.
So you could have a broken game of your physical copy.
So nowadays, would you say it's better to just have the digital download and not uninstall it? Just in case that ever happens?
Honestly, with how big, well, not how big, but how small terabytes are, yeah, you could easily do that. You could easily buy or download however many games you wanted and keep them on external hard drives.
Yeah.
I mean, it really feels like that's kind of the way that the companies are pushing it too, because both PlayStation and Xbox released digital versions of their consoles when they rolled them out.
Yeah, digital versions, and it's super easy to get external hard drives to where now it's like, it's just a custom thing to where no one even thinks about how much memory they're like. How much memory does your Xbox have?
I don't know.
Exactly, because you have an external hard drive, don't you?
Yeah.
That's why. Same, because I have an Xbox and a PlayStation. No idea what those storage containers are because each one has an external hard drive plugged into it.
Yeah.
See, for my original, or for the Xbox One that I got, it came with a terabyte hard drive. But I never, back then, terabyte was a lot.
Yeah.
Because games were smaller. They didn't have as much crap, or they were actually optimized the way they're supposed to. So I had a 3 terabyte external hard drive that I had plugged up. And so you got 4 terabytes
you're never even gonna
that you're never going to touch. So I've never uninstalled a game that I digitally bought because I didn't need to.
That's, nice thing about like external hard drives is like you want to go play a game at somebody else's house, take it out, plug it in, and it's ready to go.
Which is the good thing for some digital stuff is if you put it on a hard drive, you can take it to your friends.
Yeah.
Say, hey, just plug this in, let's go.
Yeah. Which, like, there's not a lot of games like that anymore necessarily, but like,
Yeah.
there's still a couple every once in a while that.
There's a bunch of different. So a part of that though is they're coming out now with a bunch of different ways for you to play with your friends.
With your friends.
Say you own the game, but they don't.
Mm-hmm.
Steam has this a little bit, where you can share Steam libraries, where you can share Steam libraries. So like if I was to share with you, all the games on my library,
that's a lot.
That's a lot.
Yeah, Xbox said that too.
We don't talk about
that.
that.
Sharing with your Xbox, set it as a home Xbox.
That's what me and Flapjack have.
That's what me and my buddy do, so I can play.
That's why I have Elden Ring on Xbox.
So I'd share my games with you, and then we could play together on certain things.
We can go face Nuclear Gandhi.
That game sounded.
I've been wanting to play that ever since last week.
What was it called again? Civ.
I think it's an option in Civ 5 because they turned it off. But it's just a normal option that you can click on. Like, I don't remember what the name of it they call it. It might be Nuclear Gandhi. But turn it on and it goes crazy. It's great.
I love it. I was looking up the average game size right now is around 25 to 30 gigabytes. With nowadays games are starting to push like between 60 and 80 on average, like expected to be like a normal now, 60 to 80 gigabytes.
That's crazy.
Some games I can see it, and some games I can't.
Yeah.
So like Elden Ring makes perfectly good sense. That game is massive.
It's only
It's
43.
only 43.
Yeah,
or something like that. Is it 43? Yeah, it's only 43
I can
gigabytes.
guarantee you haven't even touched all of it yet.
No, I haven't.
No,
Not
that game
even
is so
10%.
good.
No,
That game is
I
so
beat
good.
Godric, and now I'm like, I kept following the story, and then the story just kind of like this over and over again. And it's like, you need to go explore. Go
Yeah.
explore something.
That's kind of like the point of the game. Like,
And
once
so
you get to
now
a
I'm with
certain
some
point.
creepy dude that's cutting off my fingers and making me go stain a dress in some maiden's blood.
You're having a really fun time.
That's
It's not fun, no, because it has the Eye of Sauron up there that makes you go mad.
Oh.
My face just catches on fire. Then this dude comes up and slashes my ass. No. I've died 30 times up there. I've died more up there than I have to Godric. I
Yeah.
died 17 times to
17,
Godric. Yeah.
I think you need to leave and do something else.
I think I need to stop counting my debts.
Or
It was
or
fun,
that,
it was fun the first week. It's now it's just getting old.
It's a good joke. It's a great joke, even. It just needs to stop.
I'm at like 300 deaths, and I've been playing for like 12 hours, maybe.
Anyways, at that point, then Elden Ring is really optimized because it's
Extreme.
it's
yeah. That
massive,
game's
but it's
awesome.
only 43 gigs.
Yeah.
Like that's
Well,
That's ridiculous.
What's GTA? Because
Uh,
GTA isn't nearly as
60
beautiful.
60
or,
something.
Like,
I was gonna say I thought GTA was around 50 to 60.
GTA is large.
Yeah. 60 to...
Yeah.
I want to say it's around 60 something.
But the way optimized games are is they only load assets that are near you.
Yeah.
So like GTA is, let's say a city block size.
On PlayStation 5, it's 87, while on Xbox, it's a heftier 94.
Holy shit.
Well, we were wrong.
We were way
Now
off.
those are the new gen consoles.
Yeah, for like
Oh,
so
Older
yeah,
gen is
yeah.
probably a little bit lower,
Right.
but the new gen, it's more because
they
they have
have
better graphics.
graphics and stuff.
So you can
4K
really see
graphics.
the stuffs.
So you
Well,
can see
like,
the blood.
The tits.
From
I was going to say tits.
I was gonna say the blood from the hooker you just
GTA has
murdered.
now seen 3 different consoles, so
And it's sold a crap ton of games.
I
It's the number 2 game. It just hasn't beaten Minecraft yet.
just want a new one.
'Cause I remember us I
Yeah.
told people to go buy GTA just to beat Minecraft.
Beat Minecraft.
Speaking of that, like Elden Ring got 12 million copies sold
Damn.
just the other day.
Elden Ring's
saw that.
Elden Ring's a great game,
Yeah.
and I haven't even played it that much.
So another thing to talk about is the season passes versus DLCs.
I'd rather have a DLC, just right off.
You would rather would you want to pay for the DLC or pay for the season pass to have the DLCs?
So I'd rather
Or as soon as you buy the game, you should just have the DLCs.
no. So I'd rather like buy the game, play it for a year, and then like a year later they're like, "Hey, we're releasing 2 DLCs that are going to give you bonus content, like
Mhm.
more stories, more multiplayer stuff." That is like the system that I'm accustomed to.
Like
that I enjoy.
for free or pay for the
No,
DLC?
pay for the DLC.
Pay for 'em?
Just
Okay.
like you're buying, but not $60. Like
Okay.
maybe 30 because it's half a game.
So similar to like Pokemon
Yeah.
when they did their expansions.
Mhm.
Okay.
So the original season pass was you bought the game,
Mm-hmm.
and then you could get the season pass, which then would give you all future upcoming DLCs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where now it's, hey, you get the season pass for this year or this
Season
this
passes now are, like,
quarter.
A couple months, like
This
Oh, I didn't know that.
Oh,
It
yeah.
only lasts
So,
like a
like-
year.
like call
well, like
so-
Fortnite
no.
season pass, Call of Duty season
Yeah.
pass for Warzone. You pay it's like 3 months of that.
Season pass or
cycle.
battle pass?
It's kind of the
Kind
same.
of the same thing.
Actually,
Oh, they
call
okay.
it the battle pass. Some people call it the season pass.
Yeah, I've always
Okay.
just called them.
Because
like,
in my
they're
mind, that's a
interchangeable.
battle pass.
Yeah,
it is,
idea.
but they'll word it so that it's about the same.
Okay.
So like Warzone's battle pass is 3 months, and you pay what, 10,
It's
15
$10.
It's like $10, I think.
dollars
$10
for
and
all
you-
this extra stuff, but then you have to play it enough to unlock all of it.
And if you unlock all of it, I will say what's nice about it is if you do beat all of it in the season pass or battle
It's
pass,
enough to
whatever,
pay for the
it's
next
enough
one.
to pay for the next
Because I
one.
know Fortnite does that, and I know
Yeah.
Apex does that.
Yeah.
So
You
it kind
just
of
have
makes
to do it.
sense
It does make sense, but
if you don't
it's a
spend it.
it's a lot of
Mhm.
grinding to beat a
It
season
is.
pass.
That's
make
more
That,
so
and that
like,
basically makes it like, hey, you want to buy this for $10, $15? Don't play any other game the next 3 months, or you're gonna have to pay more money.
yeah.
So
Well, I know with Fortnite, because I unfortunately played that back in the day. When they dropped their season pass, each week you had challenges, and if you completed the challenges, you were guaranteed to complete the battle pass
okay,
by the very end.
yeah,
Of course, if you played sooner, you got the battle pass sooner, of course. But that way, it kind of like, okay, I could play this day. Oh, my challenges are done. I can go play other things now.
okay, yeah.
But the original season pass, I would take that. That version is better.
So I think
buy
season
the
pass,
game.
I think like Far Cry and
Yeah.
games like that.
Yeah.
That
You're
Dying Light 2.
You're
pre-purchasing the DLC.
DLC,
Like,
yeah.
hey, we're coming out with this. Guaranteed, it's happening no matter what.
That kind of season pass, I'm fine with.
That's fine.
It's- I don't necessarily like this style of gaming where it's like we're just gonna play this map in this
Yeah.
Yeah.
mode for the next 3 months, and then we're gonna switch it up, and you'll have to download something else and pay for something else. So it's
Add more hard drive space
Yeah,
Right.
I'm
for the
over
exact
it, so I
same
don't
thing,
know.
just slightly different.
That's one thing I will give credit to Marvel's Avengers for, is that all their DLC that they've come out with,
Right.
0 bit.
Yeah.
Yep, 0. Nothing's been charged. You can pay for cosmetics.
Mhm.
Sometimes you pay for cosmetics on multiple platforms. Those people probably need to go
Therapy?
Some already do. Not about that though.
Explains a lot.
Yeah.
Learn something new every day.
But I like that because like and the devs have even come out, like Alex and Brian, two of the developers behind the game have come out and said that, hey, the only income this game is getting is from the skins, is from the cosmetics.
Especially now with it being on Game Pass,
Yeah.
Yeah.
you got a whole side of the market that doesn't even have to pay to get it.
I mean, they pay in a monthly subscription for them.
Yeah.
And they get like a percentage of it. It's kind of like how you pay for Spotify. You play an artist's music. Spotify does pay them.
Yeah, but like, so now are we gonna start seeing video game companies kind of getting screwed and losing some of their talent because they can't afford it? Because like you said, Spotify, there's a lot of talk in the music industry about artists not making enough money for their music on streaming platforms. So like, I'm wondering if that situation might start happening now.
That will be a little different
Yeah.
for the fact that for artists, once they make their song,
Mhm.
they're done. They don't do anything.
That's true. They're still
Once you
updating
make
the
your
and
game,
stuff like
they
that.
have updates. They're
Okay.
actually
Yeah.
still working.
Okay, that's fair.
So your artists are gonna get, I don't know, whatever they make, 10 cents on
Yeah.
a play or whatever, you know. But that's completely different.
Okay.
Similar.
Now, if they
but
own
not.
the rights to that music, then they can like pull it.
Yeah, they
strip
pull
it.
it, make one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I was just curious. I didn't know if that would have had the same effect.
Yeah. So along with like DLCs, what about subscription-based gaming? Like DC, what is it? You Online?
DC Online.
DC Online. It's like
DCU?
DCOU. There's letters. I don't know. I don't play that.
I'd like to buy a
but like-
vowel.
You don't have enough money. Sorry. But games like that where you pay like a monthly subscription fee, or Final Fantasy, there we go. There's another one.
Mhm.
You pay like a monthly subscription fee to continue to play. What about games like those? That style.
That to me, that feels more like mobile gaming style based than console style.
Okay.
That's just how I personally
Cool.
like. When you think about mobile games, I do think about like you got to pay to unlock the rest of this game. Pay to do this, and I don't know,
I mean, mobile games are in a category
of their own.
for
Yeah.
toxicity and
Yeah.
how essentially the game itself, most of the games are just money grubbing.
Oh, yeah.
They're not real games. They're just, hey, let's.
I don't enjoy
Let's
mobile
get
gaming at all. But like when I think subscription based gaming, I don't. That's just what I think of for some reason is mobile gaming. I don't know why.
I enjoy certain mobile games. I like mobile games that you can play on your phone, but also like if you have a tablet, you can move it over to your tablet. I do enjoy those style games
Yeah.
that allow me kind of like feeling like I'm playing on a PC kind of, but not.
See, I like more of the more arcade style mobile gaming, like Flappy Bird and like Jetpack Joyride and shit.
Flappy Bird.
Because like
Man is a child.
it's so small. Your phone's so small. Like I don't know. I play on
Yeah.
a big monitor. So, like this is easy to just like tap. Like I don't know.
Tap tap taparoo.
You must suck at Flappy Bird if you're just going tap, tap, tap. I'm dead.
Flappy Bird like that was a great game. I don't know. Sorry, I got us on a mobile gaming tangent, but that's
Fine.
That's what I thought of when you said subscription gaming. I don't know. Why.
Okay, that's fair. That's what you think of.
Yeah.
So,
Go.
so like DC Online, they do subscription based to fund the game.
Right.
Where like you brought up Marvel's, where Marvel is free, and you pay for, if you want, for cosmetics, which fund the game. But DC Online, because it's a old school style MMO, like World of Warcraft, if you pay for a subscription, you're actually paying to support the game itself.
Yeah.
It's not skins, cosmetics, things like that. It's other things that you're actually paying for with the subscription.
And that's how you play the game as well, as you have to pay for the subscription.
So do you have to
No,
pay?
or-
Right?
No, DC Online is actually free.
But if you pay for the subscription,
for
you get...
quality of life stuff, you pay the subscription.
Okay.
So the subscription gives you extra things to make your gaming sessions better. So like increased inventory space, no cap on how much money you can have, and things like that. But you can play it for free. You might be limited to also like one character. But with a subscription, you could have unlimited that you could create.
So it just kind of gives you more access to the game. Like everybody has full access to the game.
Full,
But this gives you
it actually
more
gives you
access.
full access to the game.
Okay.
Which on that,
Which again, that's kind of why I think of mobile gaming, because a lot of mobile games are like, here's the game. You can pay us $1.99 in game to get this and have more. I don't know. That's fine.
pay me $5 and I'll take these ads away. That's a quick uninstall. You're not worth it. You're not worth these 30-second ads. Go fuck yourself.
Don't need my money.
But to me, with subscription-based games, it feels like with some of them, you're not getting the full game
Without the subscription?
without the subscription.
Makes sense.
You're getting the bare bones. You can do this. You're locked.
You have the tutorial and these 3 missions.
Right. You know, paywall, which is your subscription. And then it's like, hey, cool. I actually can see the rest of the world.
Right.
It's amazing. Now, some games don't do that anymore, but a lot of them are still like that, where, you know, you get extra this and that. Or Knights of the Old Republic, not Knights of the Old Republic, Star Wars The Old Republic, which is the Star Wars version of DC Online. If you had a paid subscription, you got early access to a speeder bike.
Okay.
Which increased your movement speed to 150%. So you could jump on your speeder bike and go from town to town. If you didn't have that, you'd have to run. Some towns were really far away. It was really fucking annoying. So that
Put
kind
hands
of
on the shift and the W and walk away.
I'm gonna play Star Wars.
there is
I'm
a
walking today.
there is an auto run lock button. So you'd hit
You need
auto
that.
run lock and you would just run straight.
In settings.
You just hope you don't run into anything or get attacked by a monster, or else you'd stop running. But yeah, it's just those subscriptions are quality of life, ease of life,
Right.
to help you, but also at the same time it's
Financially support this game and continue its growth and development and up and
so
down.
hopeful
yeah.
upgrade, because have been some where it's like it's subscription based, but they didn't do anything.
Yeah, so
They're just
Thanks for
taking
the
your
money.
Yeah, they're just taking your money and they're not doing it. They haven't done an update in years. But
the
those
only way I
games
would be
don't
able to
exist
get behind
anymore.
a game like that is if it was constantly improving. Because like I'm
Right,
giving you
showing
money every
like
month, you better be
like a roadmap.
Yeah.
Giving you a roadmap of like, hey, this is what's to come. I know, like, Dying Light 2, before it even dropped, they dropped a roadmap saying it has 5 years of funding ready to go.
Yeah.
Which is something that got me excited for the game, made me want to play it more.
I haven't even checked that game out yet.
So good.
I wish more games had roadmaps. Like,
Yes.
hey, we're already, like you said, we're already funded for the next 10 years. This is what we got.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
I also wish that not only games had roadmaps, but also gamers had patience for roadmaps.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
if a game is saying, hey, we're working on the roadmap, give us a little bit. Awesome. Take your time. Like,
Well, how long are you willing to wait for them to show you what they have coming?
so for me personally, I don't know a whole lot of what goes into the development of a game.
Yeah, same.
So I don't know what goes behind it. So I can't say, hey, what the fuck is taking so long when I don't understand. It's like somebody asking me, like, the fuck's taking so long on my omelet? I'm sorry, I have to scramble your eggs and then add the heavy cream,
Yeah.
season it, cook it in a pan. It's like, they don't know the step by step. To them, it's like, I ordered an omelet, it should be on this plate.
Fair.
Also,
like-
I've got 4 tickets ahead of yours.
Right.
Good luck.
It's like, I play this game, where's my roadmap?
So,
So like, I'm not entitled to it. It's just something that I want.
You would like to see.
Yeah.
Okay. No, fair
so a
enough.
general idea is, for comparison, would be as if, say, a game announced today that Dying Light 3 is coming out, right?
I hope not.
It's coming.
But
A
Dying Light
comparison,
7 is
a
5 years.
comparison would be as if they had the same amount of staffing and funding. Would be a AAA movie.
Mm-hmm.
So like the next Marvel game movie, next
Movie.
Marvel movie. Say they announce the next Marvel movie at the exact same time. Comparison wise, that would be the same staffing, the same kind of requirements, storyboard stuff they have to do to get that game done would also be the same as that movie being done.
Yeah.
But there are also many companies that don't have the same amount of staffing. 7 Days to Die. Like, it started with 2 people.
Yeah.
And then I think they just reached like 50 or something like that. So that's been a long process, but you've got some people that are like, hey, where's my omelet?
Right.
Like, give me a minute. Goddamn, I'm one dude.
Or
I gotta kill the chicken.
in the opposite sense of like how 7 Days to Die, their staff is growing, whereas certain games, once they release, after a while, their staff starts dropping.
Dying
Yeah.
To where it's the bare bones.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because obviously, if Marvel's Avengers, if your only income is cosmetics, obviously you can't afford the same amount of staff you had at launch.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that also gives me kind of like, if I know that, it's like, okay, I'm willing to wait, like, take your time on the roadmap. Let me know. Like, communicate.
Yeah.
That's the biggest thing for me is like communication. Like, hey, the roadmap is coming. We promise. We just want to make sure that when we drop it, it's ready.
Mhm.
Like, that makes sense for games that have had a bit of a rocky start. It's not like Elden Ring. Elden Ring's done fantastic. It's
Mhm.
like, hey, here's the roadmap. If that roadmap falls through, there's more leniency on Elden Ring because it's done so well.
Yeah, it'll still be doing good.
Whereas a game like Marvel's Avengers that had that rocky start, if they drop the roadmap and it falls through,
People are not gonna be happy.
muerto.
Cyberpunk
Have they announced
2077.
one?
That, yeah. this
Where
month.
so much hype for it, which honestly I feel like a part of that was overhype.
Yeah.
Where too many people were just so geeked out about it to the extreme that the moment it got released and it wasn't in their mind perfect,
Mhm.
like 100 out of 10 perfect, that it had issues, any issues, that it was garbage.
Right. I know a lot of people are going back into Cyberpunk
Yep.
and playing it, which is nice to see. People giving a game a second chance. Even though I do understand, like, yeah, we were waiting a very long time and it just fell through and got like a little bit better, but like it fell through so bad, and the level of getting better was so small.
So slow at small increments that it took a while. Like, I think it just now, within the past few months, is what they wanted it to be.
Right.
But it was a very rough go.
And then with that, we kind of have like the crunch culture as well, like getting a game out as fast. Cyberpunk's a good example of that, is waiting for this game and then just being like, okay, we got now. You have to get it out now. Go.
Yeah.
So a big. I don't like crunch culture, but I'm probably more
like any C cultures. Crunch culture, cancel culture. Where are you going?
That's all.
trying to run.
Falling through the sea, falling through the ground. I've been falling for 30 minutes. Oh shit!
Try to stay balanced.
There you go. The crunch culture.
So with crunch culture, as I'm more patient as a gamer, probably because I'm older. But so when games come out,
TikTokers,
or they release stuff saying, "Hey, we're coming out with something," I wait. I'm okay with it. I don't need to have it immediately. But
mostly because there's too many games to play right now.
Right,
So many games to play.
But a lot of companies say, "Hey, we need you to make this game and have it released before Christmas because people need to play our game. They need to buy it to make money for Christmas sales."
That's the thing that makes me upset. Is like, I don't care when the game comes out. If I think the game looks interesting, I'll buy the game. I don't care when it's coming out.
Yeah.
Right. Where a lot of companies they'll push it out to try and make a bunch of money even though the game's not ready yet.
Well,
Right.
So I mean, all the Call of Duties, all the 2Ks, like all your bigger releases for the year, they come out in November. The first week of November.
Yep. I mean, yeah.
So like
holiday season.
Holiday season. But again, like I said, if I want to play the game, I don't care when it comes out.
Right.
Elden Ring came out 3 weeks ago, and people bought it
roughly.
and played it. Like it's not even
Day
anywhere near
one.
Christmas. So yeah, that like I hate the cash grabbing. Like just make a good video game and it'll make you money. I promise.
Yeah. Well, there's certain games that just come out in November that you just kind of expect it.
Mm-hmm.
Call of Duty being one of those. When November comes around, you expect another one.
Unfortunately.
No one wants it. You just expect
You
it.
just know it's coming.
But at least most of the time, no one wants it. Like this past one, won't lie, was pretty good. The story was really good.
Wait, which
Vanguard?
past one?
Yeah.
I heard not good things about
No,
it.
I liked it.
Really?
Oh, I didn't play it.
I heard like it's their worst selling Call of Duty.
No, I like the story.
Okay.
I could be biased because of the voice actor behind the main star, but that's regardless.
Mercer.
Who's the
Laura Bailey.
who's the voice actor, sir? Makes sense now. I didn't buy it because here's just gonna be another Call of Duty game. The Cold War was different.
I bought it just for that reason.
Dude, you could. There's so many other options for that.
I know, she's in a lot. Don't worry about The Last of Us.
This man needs a phone call from you.
Cap Stormbreaker on Twitch. Check us out on Tuesdays.
No.
Actually, yeah.
Oh yeah,
that'd
that
be-
too.
That would be
That'd be
interesting.
awesome.
I would freak
I
out.
would freak out.
I would freak out any of them.
I'd
Like
freak out.
Matt, Travis, Sam, Liam.
Sam.
Liam would. Ooh no, because Liam's my favorite. Liam's my favorite.
Liam's your
yeah.
favorite.
Like from like Bax to Caleb to
Yeah.
Orem.
Ormsnoy.
Yeah, and Taliesin. Oh, his characters
Character's good.
so good. I know you don't watch Critical Role.
I don't.
I do.
I'll watch the show.
I fangirl over them. All of them. It's like that one TikTok. It's like, sing for the ones that you simp for. I sang the whole way.
Were you supposed to sing every word? A really good song.
Really good people, really good song. Can't help it. May have got a little louder during certain parts, but
So you followed the rules. You did it right.
Oh man. But yeah, that's the reason I bought Call of Duty Vanguard. And I mean, once again, that's another selling point. So.
I mean, Call of Duty always have a place in my game rotation.
Yeah.
I've been playing them since I was 12 years old.
We talk about them. I want to go play Call of Duty now, which means I have to reinstall that on my PC.
Oh,
How many gigs is that?
Get ready.
250, I think now.
Oh, Jesus.
I'll look and I'll tell you guys.
That's
I can't remember. I don't wanna.
Don't do it because it's gonna take you 2 days.
Yeah, especially I didn't give the gerbil on my freaking internet a heads up. Make him
freaking line.
I was saying make him a sneak. Jesus.
A line of sneak. He's a hamster. He doesn't drink.
He's a gerbil.
He's a gerbil. He drinks. Shit. Hamsters don't drink. Gerbils do. Shit.
And that's why we are the gaming degenerates.
Yeah.
Oh,
In honor of our missing degenerate, should we bring up this week's topic from him?
That's a good one, especially since it's 619.
Is it 619?
Yeah, 619. Talk about WWE news and Big E bouncing on his head.
Oh, I really hope that he'll, in the long run of things, be okay. I really don't think he'll wrestle again.
I see
him retiring.
I see
Permanently.
I see maybe like an
I
Edge
watched
situation.
that video and all I could think of is like Edge and Stone Cold, how like they have that neck problem, and it's like
you're never gonna be the same. Never gonna be the same.
No,
like even like if he doesn't decide to retire, every time that he goes in the ring and tries to do
it's like
a suplex, it's gonna be in his head. Like he's gonna freak out about it. Yeah, I don't know. That was tough to watch. Like it wasn't one of the most. It wasn't like violent to watch. I've seen worse in the WWE.
It was rough in the fact that dude landed like this. You saw him bounce on the top of his head and then fall over.
Yeah, he got air after he hit. It wasn't just a hit and fall. It was
and it's like stuff like that. It's like because when Brian Danielson, he came back to WWE after all of his concussions and
thank you.
He changed his fighting style. He didn't do a lot of the crazy stuff at first. And we're kind of seeing that with, well, I would say with Edge, but Edge has really been pushing himself. I will give him credit on that.
Yeah.
He has been going crazy and just not afraid of anything.
I think Edge, like at the end of the day, he wants people to freaking remember him. Not that we weren't going to already, but like,
we're not going to remember.
Exactly.
The rated R superstar. I think the guy who had live on freaking SmackDown Friday night with Lita. How does anyone forget that? This kid doesn't.
You can't.
That was my introduction to a whole new world. I was on a magic carpet ride that night. He was my Aladdin and I was Princess Jasmine, god damn it.
You check yourself a little bit. I don't think that means what you think of me.
He's gonna go back and watch. He's gonna go back and watch this later after this.
What episode was that? Friday Night SmackDown, right?
July 8th. 2000
at exactly
I did just see
7:50. We went off a little bit, but for those of you that didn't see it, Big E got suplexed.
It was a belly to belly suplex.
Yep.
And he was getting thrown back. And it's up to Big E. After he launches, he needs to follow through and roll and tuck his head in. That way when it hits, it's like towards the back of the head and it just rolls off.
Yep.
He didn't. He locked his head in straight, and it turned into a tombstone pile driver.
Yeah, dude.
On the concrete floor.
On the concrete
floor. In the ring. On the floor outside of the ring.
Yeah.
So he bounced and ended up breaking or fracturing.
It's fracturing C1 and C2.
C6.
C6.
Yeah.
Yeah.
C1 and C6 vertebrae.
There we go. Can't remember the number.
He's currently...
He released like Twitter videos and whatnot. He moved his fingers and stuff.
He can feel things and move things, but it's just terrifying.
But no surgery either.
Yeah, from what I read,
that's hoping that your body can heal those, like a very crucial part of the body.
Yeah.
But heal itself just right to where if you do take another hit like that, it won't do more damage. Which he is very lucky that it's just a fracture.
Yeah.
Clearly he drinks his milk.
I mean, he's a pretty big dude.
He is Big E. It's in the name.
E.
Yeah, it's not capital E. That's a big
He's a
E.
big E.
We don't know if it's capital or lowercase.
It's capital.
It's capital
I've seen
and big.
But stuff like that, it's like you have to make sure that you're following the protocols and like when you're taking a hit, you can take the hit at the same time.
Right. It's like when I was little and I watched WWE growing up, and then when I found out like some kid at school was like, "Oh, you know that's fake, right?" Like I felt hurt. It is fake. But then you start watching it as you get a little older, and you're like, "Well, they're still actually fucking putting their shit out there."
But that chair still hurts, I bet.
Chair still hurts. You still gotta know what you're doing. Like,
and I will say for that
table
reason,
going through still hurts.
One of the smartest wrestlers to me in my head would be Randy Orton, because if you think about it, knock on wood, he hasn't had a serious injury.
Yeah.
When he does get injured, it's because he's taking time away. He's taking a vacation or whatever. Yeah. Whereas he's smart. He knows his stuff. He knows his moves. He knows how to take a hit, how to put the hit, help out new talent, which is why he's been working with Matt Riddle so much, which RK Bro can continue, except for I'm now nervous because they did their whole friendship celebration thing.
They did?
Yeah.
How'd that go?
Yeah.
It went like it always does. They hugged and everything, and it's like, oh, we're getting it.
Yeah.
Next year, SummerSlam, Randy Orton versus Matt Riddle. For like owner of the RKO.
Yeah.
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 Imagine that.
Well, hey.
Because Matt Riddle did the apron DDT.
Think about
like
this.
They did their friendship thing.
They have that match right for the RKO. That's Orton's retirement match. If he loses.
What if I took this chair and gave you a high five to the face?
I'm just saying, think about it.
This glass bottle here is gonna go across your face.
It's not a break bottle.
This is real bottle too.
Career matches are so like. So I've watched two career matches.
Shawn Michaels.
Ric Flair versus Shawn Michaels.
Yep.
And the fact of like when he goes, "I love you," and then super kicks his dentures out of his mouth into the nosebleed and then pins him. It's like, one, that's a lucky fan, and two, you're crying.
Yeah,
and
that
then
was a good match.
The Shawn Michaels again versus Undertaker, which technically wasn't his last match because he came back for a match that we don't talk about or acknowledge. So really, that was his last match. God awful. You want to watch terrible? Watch that. It was Shawn Michaels and Triple H against the Brothers of Destruction.
Oh, that's not in a tag team.
Yeah. Which
was it in a
back in the day, back in the 90s?
Great.
That would have been a great match. That would have been a great match.
Get the sledgehammer and let's do this shit. In the 2000s, it's like, guy, he's supposed to have a sledgehammer. He's got a walker. He's got a walker.
Let's get these geriatric fucks out of here.
It's like, you have to know when to step away at the same time.
Yeah.
And like, he did that big career match versus Undertaker. Easily, whether it's that match or the first time they faced each other, both arguably best match ever. They put on the greatest show. I mean, you got Undertaker walking the ropes and doing the middle arm down. You've got Shawn Michaels just super kicking everybody.
That's
not controversial enough. Not controversial. What's your name, Steve? Steve? I just super kicked Steve. Shawn, get a hold of yourself. And I just remember him walking down the hallway, just super kicking everybody. And everyone had a stack of papers. And every time they got super kicked, they just thought the papers. And I always made the joke of like, I'm just going to walk around one day and give everyone papers.
And then just come and kick them all
that's what's going to happen.
Your problem is you'd get one in, then your knee just go out.
As long as it's not a bro kick.
Yeah, it's a bro kick.
The bro kick.
I mean, yeah, but at the same time,
I can super kick just fine.
All right, do Gary first, and then do me.
I don't know if I get my leg up that high anymore. I'm gonna have to stretch. That's what she said.
Watch me.
Nope, I'm not gonna say anything. We are the degens, but not that degenerate. Another WWE news: we lost a fantastic wrestler. I had to introduce you to him. Unfortunately, Scott Hall, Razor Ramon, one of the original bad guys, who always. I remember when his when he got inducted into the Hall of Fame, he was like talking about how good days will come, the bad days will pass, but the bad guys will always last. And I was like, that is amazing. Like, everyone will remember Razor Ramon having the toothpick and just flicking it right at the camera, right at his opponent. Loved it. He just show up and just cockiness and ego just pouring off of it. Like, he did not care. Like, he walked into every single match thinking that he was going to win. Like, he was the better guy. It's up to you to prove me wrong.
That it wasn't.
And it's like, that elevated wrestlers.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Because it's like, oh, what? This guy, he like already thinks he's the best. I need to show him that, no, I am the best in this ring right now.
Mm-hmm. It's unfortunate.
It's very
unfortunate. It's like I didn't ever get to see him wrestle, but like,
see, that's what you need to go back.
Yeah,
you need to go back and watch that.
Okay, not the New Year's Revolution.
Yeah, no, not the whatever the that
We'll talk later.
is.
We'll talk later. That was weird. I don't know. I need to
You need
make sure
help.
that I saw that and it wasn't something I dreamt or something. Because if it's a dream, I need help.
That's a You know what? On that note, we just need to. Everyone, thank you for tuning in to quite possibly one of the most weirdest and randomest episodes of the Gaming Dreams podcast to date. Before we hit double digits, we've done it. I'll leave links to all of our socials down below, but you can find me Cap Stormbreaker.
Coleman.
I'm Death Guard.
Just Coleman. You did the toothpick. God damn it. See you all next week for episode 10 and whatever we have to talk about then. Have a good one.
Bye.
See ya.